Warning: the following video is extremely disturbing. You've been warned.
Yeah, I've it plays on your mind though, doesn't it? I'm probably going to have one of them nights tonight, but I was quite expecting it. You know, I have done this for a few years. I've been surviving this a few years, but it doesn't make it any easier. And it's not just myself, there's so many other people, you know. I do want to always validate the other people who've been affected by the same person. You know, as much as I did get the evidence, you know, those people were affected just the same. Thank you so much, guys. I did get a little bit upset when I got shut down. I thought, oh no, it's took my voice away. But, you know, we got it out there. And I appreciate it, Troy. I appreciate every single one of you. You know, this app 2 years ago was not, it just wasn't like this at all. There's our Claire, look, jumping up as well. She's there from a few years ago and she's still here now, the good and the bad.
I think there's certain people in the box. You want me to let them up? I don't know who they are.
Yeah, who is it?
Yeah, I'll have a look now.
Oh, thank you, everyone. Yeah, these are all so lovely. It's Carrie Ann, another survivor.
Yes, Emma's been in the box for a bit.
Emma. Oh, yes, all the girls. Yes, all the lovely. Yes, all the beautiful souls. Guys, these were all here at the beginning, and look, they're all here now. We're all here together.
I'm so proud of you, Tinks.
Thank you so much.
You know,
it's really hard, Emma. I found it really hard, but I appreciate every single one of you.
At least the main thing is you got it out there, and there's a lot of people that have unfollowed him tonight in this live. A lot of people seen what he is.
It's been a long time coming.
I said I was going to get it out tonight. It took me a lot to get Tinks in, to be fair. But Jane's been in as well. I'll get Jane in. I don't know who Jane is. I will let other people up in a minute.
Hi, my name is Jane. I just wanted to jump on Tinks and say I'm so proud of you for telling your story. It's amazing that you've got your voice, and just make sure you're safe as well. It's good that he's in Thailand. You know, I deal with this on a daily basis and see the outcome.
Oh, hold on.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of his accounts has gone.
Oh, that's good.
Why, he just joined. Has he joined? Donovan, what's that?
We'll all be asleep in a minute.
I don't think Donna's listening, is she? Let's kick her. Right. You go try. I'm orderly, show you. Right. What were we saying?
Yes,
You just joined.
I'm really proud of you for telling your story, and it's good for you to do that. Just make sure that you're safe and that, you know, we're always here for you and to look after you as well. Just tell your story in a safe place, and, you know, don't get yourself and your PTSD triggered neither while you're doing it.
Now, people are asking for a recap. I don't know if Tinks wants to recap everything that's happened. Do you know what I mean? Because it's harder enough for us as it is. It's up to Tinks. You'll have to ask Tinks.
I don't know if I will. Do you think I'll be able to? Because will it not get shut off again?
I think
if you can just explain it if you want instead of playing them. Just don't swear or anything like that, and you'll be sweet.
So basically, thank you for your lovely sentiments, Jane. I really appreciate that. I really, really do appreciate that. I appreciate every single one of you in here, everyone who's been there from the beginning, coming at the end, and everyone new.
I'm just going to say as well, she's not going to play the recordings, but there's a lot of people in here that have heard it 3 times over. So she's telling the truth, everything she says. So don't think that her words mean nothing, because it's true.
Yeah.
Go on, Tinks.
Yeah. So basically, guys, a little bit of my history is I have got perpetratory history. I'm a child grievance SA survivor, which does leave you quite vulnerable coming into your adult life. Processed and healed from that in my best way I could. Into my intimate life, into marriage and stuff. My ex-husband was a high-end perpetrator and committed serious crimes on myself, which sadly led to accumulation of 6 years sentencing. I then stayed on my own for nearly 3 years and decided I was ready to come back to dating. Sadly, the people I've dated 3 people. 2 of them are off this app. One of them is the gentleman we're talking about in here. I dated for 7 months. Sadly, it has led us to perpetratory behaviour. Because of the history I've got, I did attend the Freedom Programme, and the learning in the Freedom Programme to, use apps, they give you skills to safeguard yourself in case you ever, when you have got perpetratory history, a lot of people don't realise if you're not healed and educated. And even if you are healed and educated, it can lead you to other relationships where you're with, perpetrators. If I had the skills, I had the Holy God app, and I did use screen recording on my phone, and I gathered evidence when it happened this time, when I accepted that I was in another perpetratory situation. I was exposed to the gentleman everyone's talking about in here. He was threatening to unalive Carrie Ann and Emma there above myself and the children. And, because they stood up and used their voices against him before me, for morally he was manipulating and, not being kind to people on the app, and he had agendas, not good moral compass, and they did stand up and use their voice. And Carrie Ann especially was very much bullied from that. When I realised they were telling the truth and I saw it myself, I had support from Claire there, who's just above us in the box. She knows me in real time. She was, perpetrator's friend before I met him. I met her.
We need him on, so I can check to see who's coming in.
Oh, sorry.
No, that's right. Go on.
Claire and Stacey in real time, and Sarah, who is partner to one of perpetrator's best friends of 30 years, all advised me that, don't second guess, the Claire clearly saw that I was being gaslighted, I was recognising the abuse. It was just very hard to accept it. He was the first man that I was with after my ex-husband had been jailed. So, nearly 3 years on, he was the first male that I trusted to try and build with. Just sadly it didn't end well at all. I was exposed to him. He was manipulating people on the app and saying that he needed money for his children. Even one lady who was a widow from Scotland, she kindly sent him £1,000 out of her goodwill, and it didn't go to any of his children. It went on his substance abuse. He had a habit, really bad habit, and I didn't agree with that morally. He was coming on the screen on live streams preaching to be a healer, but behind the scenes he was definitely not someone who was healing. He was very aggressive in his mannerisms, very toxic, and very degrading and slanderous of Claire, Carrie Ann, Emma, Sarah, Stacey, any women, even Claire's daughter Ellie, who was very young at the time, very slanderous to anyone I got, anyone he thought could kind of influence that of how he was behaving was wrong. I started getting isolated from. That isolation involved telling us to block Sarah, or he was going to take her life, and she would be his first victim. He then proceeded to tell us one evening he had a passion to unalive somebody, and it very much stimulated him and turned him on. I did get that recorded. Yeah. I did record that because he did say that a few times, that was something he had a passion to do in his life. It was something, he'd always wanted to do. I did get that recorded that time. That was said, it was a few times. there was an occasion in the car, Carrie Ann had spoke up against him, and rightly so. She'd had a lot of bullying off him. You know, he did have WhatsApp groups full of women who he would instruct to go and bully Carrie Ann and Emma to get their videos took down when they stood against him. You know, these women were quite vulnerable women he had in the groups, but obviously they were quite charmed by him. You know, he was preaching to heal them. And, you know, those women did act on his say-so, and there were older women and mothers within that as well who were clearly manipulated by his ways. But Carrie Ann and Emma did get their videos reported, and he did try and take their voice when I was with them. I was witness to that, and he would put reactive videos out, derogative videos to them, which I did tell him to take down. I think he took them down at the time purely because when I explained to him it didn't look good character that he was posting them. It wasn't really because he felt sorry for what he was posting. It was purely because I said, you know, you shouldn't be posting this about anybody, never mind women and children. And, you know, all they've done is use their voice to say what you have done. But I mean, thereafter, after I've even left him, he has very much bullied all the women here in the boxes above us, sadly, as well as myself. I did get recordings of him threatening to unalive Emma and her child. I got that recording. I wanted to self-sacrifice to validate them in a way. I was very scared getting the recordings. I was absolutely petrified that I was going to find the recordings on my phone. Claire advised us how to do it the best way, and I did send it all to Claire to keep us safe, so it was off my phone. So I was basically putting Claire at risk as well, but it was a risk she was willing to take alongside us, and Stacey as well, and I appreciate that, and even Claire's daughter. You know, it's not just me on my own. I did have very strong women standing with us in my hard time in that. Got to also remember my children wanted us to leave him when they realised how bad he was. I wish I had listened to my children at the time. It did affect my bond with one of my children especially because, you know, he just wanted me to leave. You know, he wanted us to see my worth and leave, but what he didn't understand was why I was staying to get evidence. But it was because of my perpetratory history, and I just didn't think anyone was ever going to believe us again. The extremity that I got exposed to with him, I just didn't think anyone would ever believe us that, you know, I'd ended up in that situation again. You know, he was threatening to unalive Carrie Ann. You know, he said he was going to do her throat, but not them wording. I don't know if I can say it.
I don't know what you mean.
You know, yeah. Very clear about what he was going to do. I said if he could get away with it, he would go and do it that night. I had to calm him down. I was very scared because he did know our address, that he was going to, you know, go off and do something. Because, you know, my ex-husband was someone, there was no what ifs there. He did act on his impulses. So I was aware that people who think like that can't act on it. You know, they can be unpredictable. And hearing someone want to unalive a lady and obviously a child just for standing against, you know, what he was doing, you know, the behaviours he was doing, it was quite shocking. It was quite traumatising. But I used the skills I was taught previous to validate Emma and Carrie Ann and also to safeguard them. And Claire was very much part of that. So yeah, I went to the police. Obviously, I arranged Claire, Sarah, and myself, and Stacey arranged a safe plan for us to leave on a Thursday night, 2021 July. We arranged that I would leave because of what was going on. It was arranged that I was going to leave on the Thursday and go and stay with Sarah. Sarah's the partner to Scott, who was his best friend for 30 years, and he even told us to leave him because of how disgusting he was being. It got to the point where I was going to leave, but it didn't get to the Thursday night. The plan didn't go to plan. You know, perpetrators can be unpredictable. He was doing a live stream on the Monday night, and he got quite angry and reactive. He'd already been homophobic that morning, which I did get a recording of as well. Very, very homophobic and abusive about my own children and his daughter, inclusive of that. Absolutely very hard to be sitting amongst in a car. And so I decided that Monday, that morning was too much with the homophobia against my children and his own daughter. I just decided I'd had enough. You know, and he was becoming more rageful. You know, I did end up with a pop lip. Marks to my face, you know, FaceTimes Claire and Stacey would answer, and you know, Claire would pull her face, Stacey, and say, you know, what's happened to your face? And I would say, oh, he's just kicked off a bit, and, you know, he caught my face a bit, you know, minimised it, kind of. I knew it was wrong, the rages and what would happen thereafter. And I shouldn't have minimised it, but I found it very hard to accept.
So I guess that's to do it on my own platform. This is my platform. I lost both my other accounts now, so I mean, there's still 1.1k of people in here listening. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, go on, Tinks.
Yeah. So then obviously the Monday night with the homophobia, that was just my, you know, to degrade my children like that, as well as his own daughter, that was just it for me, you know. It was just, I didn't want to wait till the Thursday. I just wanted out by then, you know. He was telling us it turned him on to want to unalive someone. It was escalating. I knew the signs that it was escalating, and obviously I was the only one in that tiny little flat with him. So I just decided on the Monday, that was the night, you know, it kicked off. I messaged and rang Stacey and Claire. Stacey got in touch with Claire, and Claire came straight down, and Claire got in touch with the police. When the police came up, he had, just before the police came, he had locked us in the flat because he knew I was going to leave. He'd locked us in the flat, and I tried to grab the phone and a key to get out, and he swung to knock the key and phone out my hand, and sadly hit the side of my face, which rendered us with a black eye. Not minimising that, you know, I still had a black eye off him. He shouldn't have done what he done, lock us in the flat and swing for the, you know, he caught my eye, still blacked my eye. And the police and Claire got there, you know, he was shouting things that, you know, I love you up that corridor, even when they told him why he was getting arrested, you know, for what he'd done to my face and the way he'd gone on. The police didn't know at that time what actually had gone on, because they could just see my face and what he'd gone on like. You know, he did step in to like go at Claire when she came up the alleyway, and, you know, he asked her to have a word with us, to not say anything to the police about what was going on. Obviously Claire was there for me, and she supported us thereafter. She got us out there, she helped us, and, you know, thereafter we worked with the police. You know, everyone gave statements in. There was 7 statements went in. All the evidence, all the audios went in, but sadly he used my perpetratory history and teamed up with you know, other perpetrators. He did a dual live, invalidated all my trauma, told everyone I was a registered lunatic, told everyone I was a liar, and because my ex logged into my emails, all of those recordings that I shared earlier was compromised, so couldn't be taken into a courtroom. So the police were ready to take it into a courtroom. So had I not had, you know, the high-end perpetrators I didn't think on to change my old emails. I had always just had the same email from being 18. I have got autism and ADHD, so familiarity on that. One of my biggest regrets is not changing my emails. I just didn't think, and I'm very sorry to Emma and Carrie Ann for that, because had I changed my emails, they would have been validated even more. You know, he would have been charged for those threats to them. But, you know, I validated every single person in the best way I possibly could, in the safest way I could. And, but yeah, it just clear on my mind that it didn't get taken forward because of, you know, said ex history. And I've been off the app all media for 2 years, 2 and a bit years, non-traceable, cut everybody off. I did end up under psychiatric care because of all my perpetratory trauma. I do find it really, really hard, but I am absolutely determined to place my pain for purpose now. You know, I want to come back and show, you know, I want to represent hope. And, you know, even if you're feared, you know, and you find out someone to be something, you know, don't be scared. There's other people out there. There's other, you know, I shut the darkness in those people out, and I shut so much light out. I lost so much faith in humanity because of a few people. And when I've come back, I've seen how much love and light there is out there. You know, every single one of you have restored my faith day by day. And, you know, I've got my first masquerade ball this summer to raise awareness and educate. But in coming back, Troy, which I've told the closest people to, is I've accepted my death, because I'm under no illusion that I could end up in a body bag speaking out. I have had active death threats. I still get active death threats. The people I have been exposed to do know people who do these kind of hits and things. You know, I don't underestimate perpetratory behaviour, but I have had to accept that I could potentially end up a body bag case just to use my voice, but I'm willing to use my voice and live a bit and stand against it rather than just be hidden away somewhere and not using my voice.
I'm going to say this now, yeah? So, obviously you've got all this out and you feel bad now, but if all this, what's been inside you that you've been waiting to get out, well, no one's really come forward and give you a platform to speak on, you keeping this inside you could make you even more ill.
I was really ill.
So you might feel dodgy now, but you'll feel a lot of weight off your shoulders, and these people in the box here will as well, who is affected as well. Keeping it inside you isn't good for you at all.
It's not now, yeah. And do you know what it is? That's so true, Troy. Like, this is what I said to Claire when I came back to media, and all my closest friends, you know, I said to them all, I had to accept my death to come back. And that sounds really crazy. That does sound crazy. But I have accepted that I could end up gone off this. And if I do, at least I'll have shouted and screamed and used my voice. You know, because the laws, Claire's laws and Sarah's laws and stuff like that, women were affected, you know, families were affected where they lost those people for their voices to be heard. And I think that's so sad. You know, we've all got voices now, and it is scary, but I think in using our voices that the voiceless are heard as well. And you know, I've lost so much. I've lost everything. You know, I'm in a 2-bedroom house in the middle of nowhere with my dog. That's it. You know, I'm miles away from my children who are, you know, nothing more can hurt is now. Like, I've been through so much pain. There's, you know, and I've still got so much love and light in us. You know, and there's got to be a reason for that. There's got to be a reason for all of this. And I think this is the reason to come back. And do my bowl every year. You know, if I can bring awareness and educate and save at least one person, then all of this is worth it. And I think Claire, Carrie-Anne and Emma will agree with that as well.
See, this, what things, right? So obviously, like I said, people have been coming forward to me. Would you advise them to come forward as well?
Yes.
So you felt bad, didn't you, about coming forward? And you even said to me, oh dear, look, I'm scared, but I'm going to do it. You said you were scared, but you're up for it. And obviously now, look at her, she cried earlier on, but now she's smashing it. Do you know what I mean? And this is what I try to tell other people. You don't know me, I'm not asking people to trust me, but I'm giving you a platform to open your mouth on. I'm not expecting everyone to trust me, and I don't trust you, I don't do this, I don't do that. Do you know what I mean? But there is people that has actually messaged me, and I've told them to come and do it on my live if they want to do, and they're too scared. They've got nothing to be scared of. It's all mouth. 99% of the time is all mouth. In them voice recordings, he didn't actually do it. It's the fact that he's saying he wants to do it, but he's never done it. See,
I know things. That is someone, a male, who's lost his life to this person. And I know that he was the reason that person's not here. So I do actually know.
He would do it. Do you get what I'm saying? But you've got nothing to worry about. If you come forward and do it, right, all that's going to do is run him off the app. Do you know what I mean? The more people speak about, right, the more people are going to know.
I've had a lot of people come forward to me and send us voice stuff, send us, you know, messages, send even Sarah and Claire, you know, we've all had messages amongst, and I'm sure Carrie-Anne and Emma will have as well. And it's so sad, it is so heartbreaking to read the resounding resemblance in every single message. You know, it's just different beautiful human beings being exploited and then too scared to use their voices, and the same person doing it who's claiming to be a healer, who's broken and affected so many. And mental health, I mean, psychologically, this person teamed up with somebody very perpetratory, premeditated Darvo, and he nearly broke my mind. Like, my heart and soul was still there, but my mind, you know, it's a powerful thing. Psychologically, the shock of what he did, the premeditated, so for anyone who doesn't know, Darvo means deny, attack, reverse, victim, offender. This person actually did that to me, and it was very, very calculated, very, very premeditated, and he teamed up with someone perpetratory. He actually lowered himself to an SO's level. just to claim victim status and have like one up on us. And you know, I shut my life down because of that. And a lot of the statistics of people who lose their life to this is in that Darvo period. You know, they do get away from the perpetrator, but the reversing of the victim and offender and the premeditated lies, they've actually got no conscience to that. You know, they literally, it's so shocking, it's so debilitating, and that's what happened to me with that said person.
1 second, I'm just going to say this. So it's okay. Angie's getting a lot of shit, yeah. Right, so I'll put it out to you now, yeah. I won't do it on Angie's live. I'll carry on doing this stuff on my own live, right? Because it's just not worth the shit. You know what I mean? She's not here to cause drama, and neither am I. I'm here to get the word out. So if it's going to cause shit, then I'm not doing it on Angie's live. Simple as that. Yeah, I'll keep it on this live. Do you know what I mean? I've just had a message saying it's kicking off. Listen, at the end of the day, I'm not here to do that. I'll keep it in this live. If it's just going to cause drama, it's as simple as that. Yeah. Go on, things, carry on.
Can I mute myself and go down the line and let Emma, carry on, and Claire talk as well?
Yeah, fine.
Yeah, I'm going to mute myself and let Emma, carry on, and Claire.
Just out a question, how do you three feel that she's come out with it, or this tonight? Does it feel like a lot of weight off your shoulders as well?
It's actually really difficult for me to speak on here. I don't like it at all. So I'm quite nervous to actually speak. I'm really, really proud of her. Obviously, hearing the recordings again is massively triggering because he's talking about my child.
How do you feel that it's out there though? Because I know obviously inside, like I just said to Tinks, it must have been killing you on the inside.
It's been years, so it's obviously just been something you just get on with. But yeah, it's good to know that everybody, well, a lot of people now know.
Yeah.
Because he is good at making you believe him. He is really good at that.
If he comes across me and he wants to get in the box. Well,
He would not argue with a man. Well, he'd argue with a man, but he doesn't chase them sort of fights. He would never ever come in the box. He would never ever come face to face with anybody.
Right. So they said this about Brummy. I got Brummy in the box.
Really?
They said this about Stephen. I got Stephen in the box. I will get him in the box. If he comes in alive, I will get him in the box.
I'll take my hat off to you if you get him in the box. I really, really will. I cannot see that ever happening.
Don't doubt me.
I mean, I'm setting you a challenge, son. See what you can do.
I'll get him in. So, yeah, like I said, it must feel like it must be a lot of things off your shoulder, a lot of weight off your shoulder, though, when it's all come out.
Yeah, it is. It is definitely. It's a good feeling to know that other people can see it now.
Yeah,
and it is a shame that all that trouble that Tinks went to and all the danger she put herself in, trying to get that evidence, that it now is basically useless. Do you know what I mean? Because of him.
Look, people keep asking if he's a pred. No, right, look, he's not a pred, right? I didn't think there'd be anyone worse than predators, but this guy is worse than a predator. It is normally predators that you expose, and woman beaters, groomers, the lot. But this guy needed it tonight. So
I'm
no, he's
just
not a
glad
pred.
that like creators like you are now picking up on it, and other creators that can spread it a bit more. Because I tried to expose him when it first all happened with me, and the amount of people that were just jumping on his side and saying like I was crazy. Like,
Carrie has been very vocal. You have been very vocal, and like I've always been like really like proud of you for that. Do you know what I mean? It is a good thing, but you have took the shit.
Yeah,
definitely.
just a little bit.
Yeah.
Carrie's had it worse than anyone, really. Like where it's coming from all angles.
Yeah. I'm standing at the window. I need some fresh air, man. Oh, I'm boiling. But like I said, it's out there now, and there's a lot of people that's unfollowed him tonight. He's lost a hell of a lot of support tonight.
You know, guys, I'm going to jump down now, but I'm so proud of you all for taking your voices and getting this out here. And you know where I am if you need any support. but you're all so amazing, and well done.
Yeah, you smashed it tonight. I said you'll be okay. Nothing to worry about. Let him keep sending you messages. At the end of the day, it's going to be on his head, innit?
Yeah,
Not the
Tinks has
messages
got
on-
messages as well, guys, just to put it out there. Carrie, so proud of you. Tinks, so proud of you. Emma, so proud of you. I didn't get it as harshly. Okay, yeah, he rang my work, big whoop. I work for the SIA, so it's not, unless he's come in with evidence, they're not going to believe him anyway. But, yeah, I didn't get it as hard.
Yeah.
But the others did, and Carrie Ann, app-wise, Carrie Ann got it bad. And all she was trying to do is raise awareness. So yeah, big respect to you three. So proud of all of you for sitting.
And Claire went through it every single day with her. Like, Claire supported her more than any of us did. Like, you were ready there, so you can't take that away.
Like I said, it's all out there now. I know Tinks had trouble saying it at first, you can understand that, but I can see a big improvement in her already now. She's got it all out of her.
I was just proud of how cool and calm and collected she was, because I go to bits in these situations, and Tinks has really gone through it. She's lived it, so I'm just mega proud of her.
There's not many people that have done that. Like I said, I've had people messaging me and they've been scared to come forward. Tinks hasn't. Took a bit of persuading. Well, not persuading. She said she wanted to do it, but she was wary and a bit scared. I just told her there's nothing to worry about, which she isn't. I mean, he can't do anything when he was over in Thailand, can he?
No.
He knows that himself.
Oh no, Troy, you can't say that.
Huh?
So I've actually emailed the police last November about who it'll be and how it'll happen. It's people in this country that'll do it. So guys, if anything does happen to me in any length of time, please change the laws that I'm pushing to change. And I say that not jokingly, I am actually serious. I am deadly serious in that. If anything happens to me, I do want the laws that I'm pushing to change to happen. And if anything happens to us before my first ball, you better still pull that first ball off.
Nothing's going to happen to
We'll
you.
go to the ball together, Tinks.
Well, we don't know, do we? I don't underestimate perpetrators who think and, that unpredictable. And I have actually told the police who it'll be and how it'll happen because, he did tell us that. When he did tell us I couldn't rest easy for even if it takes him 20 years, he will get us. And I've got that on video 4K. I could send that to you actually, Troy. But yeah, I'm under no illusion because of what I've gone through with my ex-husband. I never underestimate anyone. And this isn't all, just aimed at men either, guys. I have got a female stalker as well, someone who's very obsessed with this and who helped, log into my stuff and dual lived with, Ben. I have got a female stalker as well, and that lady is probably the worst, premeditated out of all of them, but she's using the men as to the demise. I actually don't talk about that stalker because that stalker actually tried to wear my life like a brand, and is a very dangerous person. And so that person I actually don't talk about because they do have psychopathy, and Ben was aware of that person. So when I say that he used my trauma against us, he very much premeditated and used my trauma against us. So, I never underestimate anybody's behaviour. If somebody thinks something to say it, I very much believe that they're capable of acting on that. Some people say it as a whim, but the people I've been around, it was said with very scary intent. And did really come across like a passion, like he did say it turned him on. And the people he teamed up were known to have psychopathy as well. So very worrying. So yeah, just because he's in a different country, don't think that I'm safe. Please don't, because I don't. I've accepted the inevitable.
I don't believe it.
Yeah, at least I can laugh about it, not cry now.
Listen, at the end of the day, yeah, he isn't going to send threats out knowing where he's going to go. He's not going to do that. And he just done it without sending the threats out.
Yeah.
Trust me. He's not going to start threatening or messages and then it doesn't happen. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just trust me.
He threatened. Do you know how I've just been put down off that live before? But yet he's putting posts on against women and like pulling that, like obviously he talked about my private parts and everything, and it was horrid. And then he pulled Carrie Ann and Emma and Claire down, naming all their names. And then he threatened a 21-year-old boy to cut his tongue out and brown bread him. Like, he actually put the threat on a public video, and that was just about 4 weeks ago. 21-year-old boy, for standing against him. And now that boy's not going to come to my ball because he's too scared. He's too scared to come and join in the good and the bad because he's got threatened to have his tongue cut out. It was disgusting. That's somebody's son. That's somebody's child. I just, this is a 45-year-old man threatening, and, women and their young children, and, 21-year-old laddies who are morally, trying to stand against this behaviour. And that poor laddie suffered for that. And that was only 4 weeks ago, and it's so heartbreaking to watch it happening. And people are stimulating off this. People are commenting and liking the posts and that. And I'm just thinking, what is joyful or pleasant about seeing that? I just don't understand that. I'm gonna let Carrie Ann, Emma and Claire speak again. I'll mute myself, guys. Sorry, I did jump in there.
Guys, anyone that's in the chat saying, don't talk about it, etc. What Tinks is talking about now, and what has been played with regards to the recordings, is compromised evidence. It's been dealt with, so she can talk about this bit.
Yeah, he's, I can't believe people actually still support him after all this.
He's very good at manipulating. He's very good at sitting and manipulating money out of people and claiming to be a healer and, charging £45 per reading, etc. And people are falling for it.
Yeah.
He also lied about cancer as well to friends and family. Also lied about having an autism diagnosis.
Carrie, didn't he say he's got a certificate?
Yeah, he used his son's certificate apparently.
No, the lady who was with Jen, the lady he was with paid for his diagnosis through Psychiatry UK. But he wouldn't know what to say. Like, he is a con man. He has got the diagnosis, but it's off Psychiatry UK. But he got that after me. But when I was actually with him, he told me he had autism. But I spoke to his mum, who told me that he didn't have autism. So I confronted him on that, and I said, "Oh, your mum said you're not diagnosed." I said, "You're telling the whole of the internet you've got this diagnosis, which I have actually got. You shouldn't be flying because I've got autism and ADHD, but I don't like having it. Claire will tell you something I say every day. I don't like having autism or ADHD, and that's not to be derogative about anyone who's got it. It's just personally, I find life and people really hard living with it. But he seems to fly that flag. But I have heard that as well, Carrie Ann, but I checked on it and it was actually paid for through Psychiatry UK. But I mean, he'll have known what to say to them, and I was with him and around him, and he had no symptoms of that diagnosis at all, and he gave no understanding to me having that diagnosis either. And if the lies he's told, a lot of autistic and ADHD, and neuro-D, will struggle with infactual things. So I just, he says a lot of infactual things. And the cancer thing, Carrie Ann, I'm pleased you brought that up. That is true. He told friends, I found messages which I've got evidence of. He told people that he was in hospital having treatment, and he went into detail and said that he was having cells removed for throat cancer. And that was because he owed a gentleman money and avoided meeting up with him until he wanted to lend more money. And he manipulated the gentleman to feel sorry for him and saying he'd had cancer. And when I confronted him about that, that was untrue as well. He's never had a cancer scare. And I did ask him that vocally. And that wasn't long before I left, which I was very shocked at as well. I was disgusted. Right, Claire's going to speak there. I'll mute myself, sorry.
No, I'm going to talk to you for a second. So Jen is in the comments, and Jen is saying that you paid for his with the Psychiatric UK. Tinks did not pay for that.
No, I didn't pay for that.
So Jen is the latest woman, Troy, the one that he went to Thailand with.
Right. Yeah, I've been told about that tonight.
When I met him as well, he didn't know anything about angels, spirituality. And we used to talk about it and he's like, it's ridiculous. And then he started listening and then started trying to get into it. Started talking to my mate Shirley. She gave him a few readings or whatever. And then within weeks, he was like a full-blown healer. He was giving readings. He'd had it all tattooed on his hands. I was like, what the fuck is going on? Like, it was ridiculous. He, like, takes on people's personalities. It's strange.
Can I ask Jen a question, please?
I'm her daughter. You can ask me. She didn't say you paid for it. She spelt you instead of I. She's saying I didn't pay for it.
Oh, right, okay. Well, we just get information. You know, I've blocked a lot of people, Nicole. So I do apologise if I've got that bit wrong.
I'm getting a bit not with you lot, but can everyone stop telling my mum to join as well? Like she's literally just come out of it and he's going for it.
Yeah.
Now, like it's taking you 3 years and it's obviously only happened a month.
Can I ask about your mum? Because I believe your mum was there round about the premeditated Darvo. Because that is sitting with the police. That is an open investigation. He is filed as a wanted man because of how serious it's gone on for years. Now Jen was sitting in amongst that. I'm just wondering how much she knew about, you know, the lady who I've talked about and the ex, because I do know that my ex's cousin is following your mum. You do know he's a lifelong registered violent sex offender.
She's slowly getting to know everything, so obviously I don't know everything about it, but
yeah,
it's just morally I'm aware that she was sitting amongst that because it was premeditated narratives, whereas when I found out Emma and Carrie Ann were telling the truth, I didn't sit amongst that. I obviously wanted to validate them. So I'm just wondering how your mum stood with that morally to know that they were premeditating Darvo and narratives.
I'm not too sure. Obviously, she's lived in Thailand for a year, so I'm only just recently getting to know everything and the truth about it.
Yeah, I just found that really, really hard that a woman and a mother would sit around premeditated Darvo. You know, and that's not being derogative, Jen. I do know how much gaslighting and how manipulation can happen. But, you know, Claire's law was available and I did have 2 injunctions served and it was evidence-based injunctions.
Yeah, I think just when you're in that situation, you don't want to believe what everyone says. And we were telling her to get out of it as well. Like, I've also now got voice notes saying he's going to pay someone £15,000 to kill me and my children. And all disgusting voice notes as well. Like, we're not there for him. Like, that's why she walked away.
Yeah. I'm really sorry to hear that. I've had that as well, Nicole. And you've been, I mean, you're a child involved in it yourself, watching your parent go through that, which is what my children went through. And I think it's happening on a loop too many times over. So I am saddened to hear that you've had them threats as well. I think that's absolutely disgraceful.
Yeah, well, it's just hard at the minute. But I'm actually shaking just sitting on here because I've only come on because everyone's talking about my mum now, saying she said something which she didn't actually mean to say that.
Yeah. I just, I mean, don't get us wrong. I see your mum as someone who I was worried about, but I did wonder how she could sit around premeditated Darvo because they did create those narratives. Those narratives were created behind the scenes and the police are aware of that. That is evidence fully of all of that. So I do find that quite hard that, like,
he's locked her in rooms and taken her passport. So, like, she's back in the UK, so that's the main thing at the end of the day. He can't get home. Everyone's worried about it. He's got no fucking money. He's taken all hers, and that's it. He can't get back.
Oh, I'm sad to hear that. Do you know what it is? We all knew this was going to happen, so I did worry for her. And obviously I've been really ill off what he put myself through. And I have actually today, I was just saying to Claire and Bev and Stacey and Zoe in the chat there, I really worry about Jen. She's just disappeared.
We've all been saying it. We've all been saying that we were worried about Jen because nobody knew anything and she just randomly disappeared.
Yeah, she did.
Yeah, she needed to, but she just obviously, as you all know, once you get out, you just need to get in your right headspace to be comfortable again, sort of thing.
Well, you are more than welcome to add me and chat with me if you feel that'll help in your mum and yourselves healing. I don't mind that. I think familiarity and unity helps in healing. But obviously I'm quite aware that your mum's quite fresh out of it. But, you know, we're all here just the same. But I did wonder, you know, about the premeditated Darvo behind the scenes.
Yeah, me and my sisters didn't really get involved. We just told her not to do it, but not to be with him and so on. But obviously, when someone moves away, it's a bit hard to help.
Isolating, yeah.
Thanks. Just remember, do you remember after you left and we sat here and we went through everything, do you remember the amount of stuff that you found out that you had no idea that he'd done?
Yeah, I can, yeah.
So just all I will say is just bear in mind where Jen is at.
Yeah, like she's heard a lot tonight, what she's not known. Like she's living with me at the minute in her bedroom, like listening to it all at the minute, and it's hard for her listening to it.
Have you heard the voice recordings, Nicole?
Oh yeah, I've got it all on my phone.
You've got it.
That's what it was like when my mum started exposing him on here. Like, so many people came out about him and we didn't even realise how mad it was.
Oh wow, was your mum a victim as well, Jess?
Literally only on social media. So I don't know fully how it started, but I think she'd seen one of his lives one night and he was just obviously berating people and everything on there. So she called him out in the comments. Next thing we know, there's a couple of videos up about him chatting shit about my mum. I can't remember word for word what it was. Obviously, I'm 22, my sister's just turned 19, so we sort of both stay out of it because we're like,
Is your mum Danny?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I love Danny to bits, but the police stores had to block her because she was replying to him. They're like, you've got to shut all connections down to anyone replying or thingy.
Yeah,
I was like, she doesn't realise the severity.
It got to the point then where, because she's got in her bio about being like a mum or mum of two or something like that, he's then saying in videos like, where's your kids? You're sat up till 1 o'clock in the morning, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, have whatever you want with my mum. I'm not condoning what he does or whatever, do you know what I mean? But I'm like, there's no need to bring, you don't know how old her kids are. Obviously, luckily, me and her are both adults and that's all he's ever said about us. But I then messaged him, it was on his main account. I messaged him one night and then woke up in the morning, had a reply from him, which was just him basically blaming my mum, and he blocked me. I was like, you're blocking a fucking 22-year-old for calling you out. So I'm glad he's not done anything worse, but from what I've experienced. But I know my mum's been like trying to get the police involved, but they haven't really been that helpful because they're like, he's abroad, we can't do much, just ignore him, block his account, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, I can confirm that there is a wanted file on him. They have created a wanted file.
Oh, that's good then.
So he is actually filed as a wanted man now since January. And this has been going on for years. I've had to wait years and I've just accumulated evidence. But that isn't just him, that's cooperation with him and several others. I'm just pleased Jen's out of it now because it is very, very serious. Very, very serious. The cooperation amongst perpetrators is extremely severe.
And then I've been watching this tonight and I'm like, what? Like, it's blown my mind, like, to see that he's done this to so many people. It's disgusting. Like, again, like, I didn't think much of it when my mum was just having this online beef with him. But now after all this, I'm like, yeah, he definitely needs to be gone.
Tink, can I just say something to you?
I'm just going to jump out of the box because I've got to get to sleep. I'm pregnant and, yeah, I've got work in the morning, so...
Yeah, no problem.
So proud of you, Carrie-Anne. Thank you for coming up as well and joining me all.
No worries.
I'm going to jump off now. I do have work in the morning, but I just wanted to put out there, like, yeah, my small experience with him, but at least he's getting exposed now.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, there's a lot got out tonight. There's a lot that's seen what he's done.
Tink, can you hear me a minute?
Yeah, mm-hmm.
Sorry, Mum just came downstairs because obviously she's upset. She's gone back out for a cigarette now, but she just said to let you know she didn't actually know anything about it, like what was going on. Every time Mum would mention your name and say, what is this about? They would have a massive row, like a serious one, and she would obviously have to walk away from it.
Yeah, well, to keep her safe, she's actually got my ex-husband's cousin on her page, Amanda Blower. So
She's
please have
listening
linked
to you,
that
so-
back.
Yeah.
If there's any link back and show any corroboration, my ex-husband does actually go back to jail for 5 years.
Okay.
Just to show the severity, and also he's a lifelong registered SO, a very, very violent man with 37 convictions before me. And obviously the convictions he got when he was with me. Ben obviously very much invalidated that and said I'd lied about that. I most certainly didn't. Me and my ex-husband made peace within that, whether he's wanted to claim victim status, you know, thereafter. But me and my ex-husband, actually, I went to jail and visited him. That might sound strange to a lot of people, but, you know, I was married to the bloke, I was in love with him, and he did have diagnoses for antisocial personality and ADHD. So not excusing the abuse and the severity of his behaviour, but there was questions, and I went into jail and I made peace in the best way I could with him. And I had healed from what he had done. But being with Ben, he was the first man. He did team up with a female who was very obsessed with us and wore my life like a brand, which he actually helped me come through. Being a healer, he helped me, you know, work through all that. I give him a little bit of a hero complex when I first met him, being a healer and being, you know, he was a man on the app scene, he was a victim to DV, and, you know, I was quite aware, you know, of perpetrator. One of my biggest stalkers is female, and you know, he knew all about that and he exploited that as well. And that hurt us. You know, he did a dual life with that lady, and that lady was actually reported off her own sister for SANR when she was 8-year-old. So he actually lowered himself to SOs to claim victim status while he was with your mum, and that was all premeditated. Premeditated.
Mum just commented saying same. I don't know what.
Mm-hmm.
Just so you know.
So it's well, I'm pleased your mum said that she didn't know, because that was one of my questions, like how somebody could sit there like around premeditated narratives, because that did actually put me in a psychiatric hospital. It was really, really hard to deal with.
Yeah, well, no, like I said, she is literally finding out pretty much everything right now on this live, so hence why we're both watching it in different rooms so we can listen properly.
See, Troy and everybody on here, what you're upbringing like?
What did you say, Mum? Oh, look, my mother actually is brave enough to talk. Go on.
I said I've been lied for 3 years about all of this. For 3 years I've been gaslit and everything else.
Jen, if you want to chat to me one-on-one in private away from here, because I know how hard it is. I actually ended up in hospital because of it. You know, I've just come back and I refuse to stay behind closed doors now. But if you do want to have a chat, I'm here for you. I understand if you don't, you want to heal in your own way. But I have found that unity and talking to other people really does help in healing.
Yeah, well, I'm worried about the repercussions as well. Like, he's mentally fucked my head.
Don't talk, go sit upstairs.
Nicole, please tell her not to worry about the repercussions.
I've been trying. It's hard.
Gonna
Obviously,
happen
he knows
to you.
exactly where we live. He knows what I've got here of his as well. Like, I'm literally waiting for Mum to move into a new place to get to his shit to fucking take it to the tip, because he ain't getting any of it back, or sell it at Boots out.
Nothing's going to happen to you or anybody else. Your mum, no one. Listen, if I have to get in the car again and do what I need to do, then so be it.
When I left, I had to literally walk away in shorts and a t-shirt and a passport. I left everything there because I was worried about being beaten up before I left because he'd already been hands on. And I know that if he finds that I've spoke on this video, then I'm just going to get a load of repercussions, and so are my kids. And that I walked away. I lost everything because of that dickhead, and he's a narcissist. He is truly a narcissist.
Sending so much love, Jen.
Saying up your thoughts.
I'm gonna come off, I think.
Really?
Do you know, just before you drop down, Nicole and Jen, please reach out if you want to chat. I hate having someone in the place I was a few years ago. It's heartbreaking.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard trying to be there as well. But yeah, okay, well, thanks for doing this anyway, and we will get him fucking done.
Yeah. Nicole, that is actually a active wanted file. He is listed as a wanted man from January 24th.
Could you still add on to it though?
Yes, you can. I can actually link my references up with you if you want to do that. They have told us they can do that because there's a young lad, 21. He's linked his reference to my case as well.
Yeah.
I can't share any of that evidence or what's going on there because that will compromise my case. So I've got to be very careful not to touch upon them bits.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
I'd get Nicole. Obviously, Tinks is in on her backup. Even if you follow this one, message on it, whatever, and then try and link up somehow so that the reference numbers can be shared and things can be put in place so that you can try and do what you need to do.
I did follow her, and I followed her. The account got banned as well anyway, because I did message Troy when he first posted it and said, like, I'm happy to send it all over now.
I think I had you blocked, Nicole and Jen. You do understand why?
No, of course. Yeah, that's fine. Like, we were blocking people because we were getting threatening messages from accounts all the time about it. But I was saying, like, people don't know. Me and my sisters were telling her not to move there, not to be with him. But you can't help someone who thinks they're in love and is being, what's the word? I don't.
Manipulated.
I'm too tired.
Manipulated.
I've got 2 babies. I'm going to be up in 3 hours.
I just, do you know what it is, Nicole? What breaks my heart here when you're hurting for your mum and the position you're put in? My kids were where you're at.
Yeah.
That was my kids. And that hurts me the most because I've given so much up for safety and peace for what they did, like what he did, and teaming up with my exes, and that's a bit that bothers me. Like, I've got amazing kids and amazing family, and I've given so much up to heal and get peace and safety, and that's the bit. So hearing you upset and hurting for your mum and the worry you've gone through, like, don't ever think I don't understand that, because I do, because that was my boys.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm trying to compose myself because
we are all there for all of you as well. It's like
likewise. I'm so pleased you've jumped up, and your mum, tell her she's really, really brave. I tried to speak up right at the beginning, you know, when I left last time and I was shut down. So she's really brave to get up so soon and use her voice for yourself.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, take care, everyone, and thank you for doing this.
I know. You too. Sending loads of love and light to you.
Thank you. Bye.
Take care.
Been mad, man.
I think that's heartbreaking. That's just finding out about 3 years of her life on here.
You could tell by her voice.
Yeah.
Wow, and wow.
What?
That poor woman.
I thought something else had happened then.
No, just that.
You just never know what to expect, do you?
That poor woman.
That's no what we jumped off at 12, yeah.
Oh, do you know what it is? I just wish I'd been strong enough to appeal my case, and I just wasn't. Like, when the NFA'd and with the compromise, I should have appealed it.
No.
The thing is, you still got it, and it's still being used, like, to show people who he is. Do you know what I mean? So
I know, but if I had just appealed it, it might have saved Jen and her family from, like, years of this later. I just think, oh,
This is nothing. This isn't on you, Tinks. Do you know what I mean? It's not. You've done everything you can now.
I'm not going to do something because it's just causing a lot of drama in it. Do you know what I mean? I can't be asked with drama. I'll just keep it on here, Mum.
But yeah, listen, girls, I love you. I'm proud of you, and I have got to go because I've got to be up for work in the morning.
Exactly
Right,
the
well,
same back to you, Emma. Well done.
Nice one. Right, I'll chat to you soon, and thank you, Troy.
See you later.
oh, lots of love, Emma.
Lots of love, gorgeous. See you
Oh,
soon.
bless her. So, Troy, somebody called Michelle in the chat's just put that someone was going to go and meet him and doing this live is stopped there.
Yeah, I've seen it, but they're not doing it now. They've seen the light after tonight.
Do you know what does worry me? I won't say her name, but
I know who it is. There's a lady on here, and it's my fault because I said her name.
there is another lady that was, or a young lady, quite a young girl actually, that's supposed to be going over. Do you know who I'm on about, Tinks?
Yeah.
He openly put videos on. Unfortunately, the videos aren't on there now because they were on his other account that got took. But she was supposed to be going over to stay with him, and it concerns me. I just hope that she's seen and heard.
Mm-hmm. Do you know what I did the other day as well, unknowingly? I was on a duel with someone and I said that one of his friends and mods was potentially going to be exposed to one of my perpetrators because I realised she was supporting him. And I said it on a live and he knew, and the next day he did our free reading and he's latched on through her. And I can't say anything to her because I don't want to wobble her, and I don't want to influence people, but I just want to put the truth out there and people can make their own decisions off their own moral compass. I don't believe in influencing. You know, I admire a lot of people on here, but I don't believe in influencing. We're born free spirit and that's the way it should be. But that is a lady, and I think because I said her name, the next day give her free reading and he's latched on, and now I'm sitting here thinking, oh, I have been saying to Claire the last few days, and Bev and Ellie in here and Zoe and Stacey, even I don't know if Stacey's still in, but I've been saying I just wish I hadn't said her name because I feel like I've left her vulnerable. But I wasn't saying it obviously I wasn't mindful that he could have been watching, and then when I realised the next day he gave her a free reading, I said to the girls, oh, I've went and I don't know. You just think of things in hindsight and think, oh, you've got to keep people safe, don't you, when you know that these people can affect, but then it's hard carrying the weight of that as well.
Yeah. Mad.
Well, I'm going to jump out because I'm absolutely knackered.
Yeah, I'm getting tired myself, to be fair.
I know, I can see
you as well. I'll jump down as well. Can I thank every single one of you? Troy, thank you so much. I know I told you before that pardon the French, I was shitting myself, and I literally was, Claire, wasn't I? I was, but you know something? You've empowered us and using my voice again. I appreciate that. That's a gift, that's a special gift that you give to people on your platform. And I want to thank you for that because, women like myself and men like myself who go through these things, fear is overwhelming, and you've helped us step into that tonight. So thank you very much. I'm sure Claire agrees and many other people around us as well, and many people in the chat. Thank you so much, everybody, for your time, your energy and your love and light. I'll drop down and I'll be in your chat there, Troy. But I can't thank you enough.
Same from me.
If you want us to come back and do another live with you, just shout. You've got my WhatsApp.
Yeah, no frills.
Right, sending loads of love and light. I'll see you in the chat.
See you later.
How do I get out?
Okay, yeah.
Kick me out.
Oh. Yeah, we're jumping off a couple of minutes. Jesus, man. Oh, mad that. mad, man. There'll be something around, B. There will be something around, man. Oh, no, man. Yeah, I'm quite tired, I can't lie.